Hello, Skyhawk here, and I decided that I'm going to do a Redstone Trutorial, as I will try and be 100% accurate as I can. Kind of a cheesy name to start with, but for all of you new people to Redstone, this is basically how it goes, okay? I'm going to try and keep it very simple, very straight to the point, slowly work up and we can build something bigger, okay? Today I will be covering everything here, starting out with the redstone ore. This is found by block 16 and below, so bring up your menu by hitting F3. See the Y coordinate, it's in the lower half of it. It's just X, Y, Z, and F. X and Z represent your space on the ground, your two-dimensional level, and Z equals your height. F is what direction you're facing. So, alright, so redstone's found below level or 16 and below. When broken with an iron pickaxe or above, so either iron or diamond, it will drop redstone dust, which it yields a couple of them. An alternative to that is you can take silk touch to this, put it in a furnace, but it's very inefficient because you only get one redstone ore per block smelted, but don't worry about that. If you step on it, at least if you have particles turned on, it'll create these particle effects and it'll also light up. So if I toggle at night here, we will get a lighting up effect. You can't really tell from the glowstone, I guess, but when it has these particles on, it'll emit a light level of 9, and you can tell your light level. It's RL, it's in that bottom part again. RL is 15. It shouldn't be changing because I'm in creative, but anyway. So there's your redstone ore. Can be found in like patches like 1 to 10. But anyway, once you mine it with an iron or above, you'll get something called redstone or redstone dust. It's very easy. You just let me turn off the F3 menu there. You can just place it on the ground, and when you first place it, you'll get a dot. You'll start getting lines and like so. Now, this isn't very hard to craft. You just get it. But the next important redstone thing is called a redstone torch. So you make it redstone and a stick. It'll yield 1 redstone torch. Following that is a repeater, 2 redstone torch, normal smooth stone with a redstone dust in the middle. This will extend a signal since redstone only travels for 15 blocks. The signal, so you can have 15 of these from a source, which would be, for example, a redstone torch. It'll travel 15 blocks. Now, other alternatives to powering, you have a lever or a switch. Stick in a cobblestone, not too hard. A button. This lasts for 2 seconds. Well, this can be either on or off. And that's how you create a button. There's 2 types of pressure plates, stone and wood. I have that, sorry. That's in the wrong chest. But stone and wood pressure plates are crafted like so. 2, like so. And a stone one, if you have a player or animal on it, it will trigger. And a wood one, if you have an entity like redstone dust or whatever you want on it, it'll trigger. Following that, we have a detector rail, which is crafted like so. If your minecart goes over that, it'll detect it and put out a redstone signal. Now this is a 1.3 edition. It's called the tripwire. That's how you create a tripwire hook. Okay. You can use any type of wood really, but it triggers and it's kind of hard to see. I mean, it's just a few little particles right there. But you connect them with string, and that's your tripwire. This is a powered track. When it gets an input into it, it'll turn on. and then when a minecart goes over, it will increase its speed in the direction the minecart's going. It's a trap door. I should be showing how to craft that. Alright, that's how you craft a powered rail. It's a trap door. It's like a normal door sideways. And that can be powered by redstone too. This is a redstone lamp using glowstone. And this will turn on, emit a light source of 15, I think, or maybe it's 14. I'm not completely positive on that. And that that'll be only triggered when it's on. And you can also do things like place a lever on it, which is cool. Following that, we have things like pistons, which will move a block. A sticky piston will pull the block down that is attached to. So if I have a block here, I power it, it'll go up and go down, it'll stay on there. And if I have a normal piston, it will not stay on there. So now to craft a normal piston, this is the recipe. In order to make it a sticky piston, you put a slime ball in the crafting grid with the piston, and you'll get a sticky piston. Going on from here, we have something called a dispenser, and it shoots out an item. In 1.3 they added if you have a bucket of water or lava, it'll shoot out the source block, so it'll shoot out a block of water or a block of lava, and when it gets re-signaled, so when it gets another signal in it, it'll suck it back in. And there's the crafting recipe for a dispenser. A note block creates a sound, and it highly depends on what block you have underneath it. So if right now it's kind of a piano sound. Now it's a stringed instrument sound, and if I put a piece of stone underneath it, I'll get a bass sound. Alright, so that's how that works. And there's the recipe if I didn't already show you. We have two types of doors. We have a normal wooden door and an iron door. They're crafted the same, just with their respective ingredients. So planks for one, iron for the other. If you didn't know this, a wood door will open normally and you clicked on it, but you will need a redstone signal to control a iron door. Now the last thing I want to show you is a fence gate. Now this block's a little special. It can be pushed by a piston and not be broken, like a door would be broken. And I had these reversed. I'm sorry about that. There's the recipe for it. So special block. It's like the only block that can be pushed by a piston and still have redstone current applied to it. So there's your basic blocks. I'll now move on to what different things do here. So this is kind of hard to explain, but this is a redstone wire, and it's off state, and it's on state. Okay. Now this is just an indicator for right now. That's the same thing, but I'll get onto that in a bit. This is just an indicator. It is technically called an inverter, but I'm using it as an indicator right now. When you power a block with redstone wire going into it, it'll power off a torch, like so. Now for a repeater, you can have a delay. I neglected to mention that earlier, because this one, if you watch closely, there's a delay on when that goes off compared to this one. It's instant. This one is a delay. So you can adjust that. This is 4 ticks. A redstone tick is 1/10 of a second compared to a normal real-world tick, which is a 20th of a second. This is going straight into a block again, but on the other side, this is how we get power out of blocks. So you will see that we do not get power going into there. Now this is very important in redstone designs. But if we have repeater, we can pull the signal through the block. Okay, that's, again, important. We can also push the signal through. Now I will get into the inverter. Now this is pretty much the simplest gate, as it is known, you can get. it simply reverses the signal. Same effect can be achieved with a button. A button lasts approximately a second and a half. I don't know exactly for sure. Again, things you can power it with: a pressure plate, that works fine. A stone pressure plate, and don't forget a wooden pressure plate can be powered by an item. A stone pressure plate has to be triggered by an animal or a player. And then there's the tripwire. And this actually covers one full block, not just a skinny thing. Just if I get barely under the edge, it triggers it. And then finally, I have the mind card, which when placed on a detector rail will trigger that on and off. So this is just a basic overview for just showing all the blocks that can be affected by redstone, or at least are manipulatable, that's a strange word, by redstone. So this is the very first episode. I want just to show the very basics here. So I will be with you next episode with a bunch of basic stuff you can do. We're going to basically show how each block affects another block with so how a powered block affects a different block. So I'll be with you next episode, and have fun redstoning.